Let's look at solving equations for a single term, but that has multiple unknowns. Now, for whatever reason, these questions seem to really throw some people. If you had a similar question to the one that I already have written here, that had numbers everywhere except that y, apparently I can't write 3's at the moment. If there were numbers everywhere else, most of us would just go straight ahead and solve it. And so I'd like to look at how we solve that question and repeat the solution back over on our original. What do we do to start with? We take our 2y and our 3y and we put them together. So we go 2y minus 3y is minus 1y. Well, I'm going to do that, but I'm not actually going to write down the answer. I'm going to go 2 minus 3, which is our minus 1, y. And I'm going to leave that bit like that. Now I'm going to take my plus 5 and my minus 4, and I put those together and I say, oh, that's equal to 1. And so I get to there, and rather than 1, I'm going to write down plus 5 minus 4 equals 0. Now what do we do next with this question? We move all of that over the other side by taking it away from both sides. So I end up with minus that. And I've got 2 minus 3 y is equal to that. Now what have I really done here? That was minus 1. That was 1. I moved it to the other side and it became minus 1. So what I really have here is minus 1y is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 1. However, if I didn't do all of that, I've still got to take this thing and divide it by the number that's sitting out the front there. So that I end up with y is equal to whatever all of this is equal to. Which in this case, where I know the numbers, happens to be 1. Well, I've just got to apply the same process to the unknowns over here on the left. So let's have a go at that. I'm going to stick my two y terms together, and I'm going to stick my two other terms together, because I'm being told at the very beginning to solve this question for y. Being told to solve it for y. Okay, so if I'm told to solve it for y, get the y's together. And while I'm doing that, I might move the other terms to the other side. So I'll add n squared to both sides, leaving me an n squared. I'll take m away from both sides, leaving me a negative m. And I've got this 2y minus ay. Well, if I look over here, when I thought about this, I had 2 minus 3 was minus 1. And the way I could write that was just writing the 2 minus 3 at the front. What I've really done here is I've factorized y out of both of those terms here, and that's exactly what I'll do here. 2 minus a factorizes out of those, and I'm left with that. Now divide both sides by 2 minus a, and I'm left with y is equal to n squared minus m on 2 minus a. Now I don't know what that is, I don't know really what it represents, and I don't need to. If I did know, then I'd be able to go through just like the right hand side down here and come to a complete answer of y is equal to 1 in that case. In this one, I don't know what it's equal to, and it doesn't matter.